This program contains subject matter and language that may be disturbing to some viewers.
I am declaring war on anybody who sells drugs in our community.
But Black Dynamite, I sell drugs to the community.
Viewer discretion is advised.
SHMACKEMAGOB.
SHMACKEMAGOB, it's time for the only news that matters. And I want to thank my awesome friend, Allison, who left that SHMACKEMAGOB intro. Check out her YouTube page, Starry Eyes, and she even made an Instagram page about me. You rule a bit too hard, Allison. Thank you so much. And if you want to leave a SHMACKEMAGOB little video, and I'll put it in the beginning of the news. So send it to this email, alright? Alright, so let's get into the only news that matters. Pete Townsend said that the Who's most recent album, 2019's Who, caused resentment because it costs too much to make. When asked if there'll be another Who album, he said, I don't know. It was great to have an album out, something that the fans liked, and I was really proud of it, but far too much money was spent making it. It went out of control completely and ended up costing me money. I can't go on doing that. He recalled the work as having been tough and added that he believed Daltrey felt the same. He said, I think he and I have found a sort of common ground over it, but there is still a sense that we only just got it done. There's a certain amount of resentment on both sides. Partly on Roger's side, perhaps, resentment that we were paid a lot of money for the album and it was all spent making it. On my side, the fact that Roger was so actively different at first, now he's proud of what we did on the record. And so he should be, because he did a great job. Looking to the future, Townsend also said, I don't want to make another one, and I probably will. It's been on my mind a lot. I really love this album, especially like All the Music Must Fade, Ball and Chain, and my favorite is probably Beads on One String. Couple fillers, but for the most part, I thought it was a very solid album, and if they end up making no more albums, I think this is a great album to go out on. Next story! John Bush still wants to embark on a solo tour celebrating his era of Anthrax. In a brand new interview with Pierre Gutierrez, former Anthrax and current Armored Saint frontman John Bush was asked once again whether he is still open for the idea of embarking on a special tour during which he would perform material from his time as the singer of Anthrax. He said, well, it was an idea that never really came to fruition for various reasons. Probably had something to do with me and my own slight laziness. Because I think I would have to be the guy that would have to obviously carry it. Because it would be my thing. And maybe I just was not ready to give it the time at the time. Hell, anything John Bush does I would go see. So I would definitely see that tour if it came my way. I'm a huge fan of Sound of White Noise. I like a couple tracks off the other 3 albums he did with them. But man, to me, Armored Saint, man, that's my favorite John Bush stuff, is Armored Saint. I would put Armored Saint above Anthrax any day. It's my opinion. Next story. Previously unreleased Ronnie James Dio era Black Sabbath song surfaces online. A rehearsal recording of Black Sabbath playing a previously unreleased song, apparently called Slapback, in 1979 during the pre-production sessions of the band's Heaven and Hell album, was uploaded on YouTube by Gary Reese, the stepson of late longtime keyboardist Jeff Nichols. When I first heard this song, I was like, man, this does not sound like Sabbath at all. And then when the guitar solo comes in, it's unmistakably Tony Iommi. It's a really cool song. I really dig it. It's very different, but it does kind of have a little bit of a Rainbow feel to it. The Dio era, just a little bit, not too much. That's the only thing I can compare it to. But Black Sabbath, it really is different sounding than what was on Heaven and Hell. I hope Gary keeps releasing, because this is the second thing he's released so far. Alright, next story. Entombed AD singer Lars-Göran Petrov died at 49. He passed away on Sunday, March 7th after a battle with bile duct cancer. This is a bummer, man. And, you know, I'll never forget when my friend Holy George played me Left Hand Path when it first came out. I think it was like 1990, early 90s. And I was blown away by it. I was like, wow. It really was kind of like a game changer album for me. It was a different twist of death metal, but, you know, it's like, I believe, Swedish death metal, and it was just a mind-blowing album for me. And, you know, I liked a few other albums they did, but that one is the one I actually love. Mostly known for Wolverine Blues, which is great too, but it was a very different type of album. And it's so ironic because just like a couple days ago, the song When Life Has Ceased came on my shuffle, and I was thinking to myself, man, I need to get Left Hand Path on vinyl. I've always had it on CD, and I forgot to go do it, but I'm going to do it tonight. I'm going to get on Amazon or Discogs somewhere. I'm going to find that album, man, because I need it on vinyl. So, very sad news. Rest in peace, Lars. He had a killer, brutal voice. All right, next story. Metallica donates $75,000 to Feeding America, supporting Texans impacted by winter storms. That's awesome. You know, this ain't the first time Metallica donates. I think they even have a charity cause within my hand or something. And they give back a lot, you know. And I know it's cool to hate on Metallica because they're so damn popular. And hell, I'm even guilty of not being happy with Metallica when I saw the Load tour. I hated it. I thought it was terrible. And I still feel bad to this day what I said to a little kid, or two little kids, walking out of the show. Back then I used to drink. So I'm walking out like, fuck, man, that sucked. I'm never seeing Metallica again. And these two little kids behind me, one kid says to the other kid, who was the band we just saw? I mean, you know, sarcastically, they loved it. And I turned around and I said, sure the fuck wasn't Metallica. And they all fucking looked at me with their eyes bugged. And I still feel bad about that. But I said I'd never see them again. And then, you know, I've heard the stuff afterwards, Reload, the Garage thing. What was the other one? Death Magnetic, St.Anger. I didn't like none of that. But when I heard Hardwired, I was like, holy shit. This album smokes. I even like Disc 2. I know a lot of people hate on Disc 2 with, you know, Murder 1. I love that stuff. I love that song. And Confusion. It's weird, man. Unkind, stuff like that. What was it? Revenge something. But man, that last track, Spit Out the Bone. You know, not only is that song so awesomely badass, but I love those lyrics. So I went to Orlando to see Metallica on that tour. And it was amazing. So I think this band's amazing for giving back a lot. I give you guys thumbs up. And I don't care. From now on, you can release a bunch of Lulus. And I'm always going to have respect for this band. Not only for all these charities they do, but man, I'm going to respect them for those early 80s albums, man. That shit was the soundtrack to my life back then. Metallica did no wrong for not only me, but all the fucking killer metalheads back then that a lot of them bash them now. Not me. I'm not going to bash them anymore. But hey, if you want to bash them, go right ahead. You know, I see a lot of venomous bashing on Metallica, but then again, you know, I got very venomous bashing on Sammy Hagar, so I ain't gonna be no hypocrite. Enjoy your bashing, as I enjoy bashing that stupid asshole Sammy Hagar. Next story. Kiss has launched a new official bootleg live series off the soundboard. Starting the series will be their performance at the Tokyo Dome in Japan on March 13, 2001. This show comes from the band's vault of soundboard recordings featuring Gene Simmons, Eric Singer, Ace Frehley, and Paul Stanley of Kiss. I have this on a bootleg video, like a single cam recorder of it, and man, they were really good, but it still bothered me seeing, you know, the copycat, you know, Cheater Chris in that makeup. It drove me nuts. But it sounded great, and I don't know. Let's see how much this album's going to cost. It's 3 vinyls. I don't know if I'm going to, take the leap and buy this. But it is kind of tempting. I ain't going to lie. But it probably will pass. But who knows? I may feel different when it does come out. But, hey, I think it's cool. Maybe they will release other vinyls from soundboards from other shows that very interest me. Like, hopefully stuff that I actually saw. Release a soundboard of West Palm Beach on the Creatures tour, and I will pay for that for sure, because that was the best time I saw them, along with those Madison Square Garden reunion shows. Those were the best Kiss shows, so I would buy those soundboards if they released them on vinyl. Continuing on the Kiss subject, Bobby Brown, that cherry pie girl, she said Paul Stanley of Kiss was the creepiest rock star that ever hit on her. She said he was just effeminate, extremely effeminate. I don't know. It was pretty creepy, I have to say. I mean, no offense to Kiss and all that stuff, but it was bizarre. I think that maybe, I don't know, who knows? I don't know if he's gay or not, but I really had a feeling that he might be. I don't know. Well, geez, Bobby Brown, he was hitting on you. I think that's a sign that he may not be gay or maybe bisexual. It looked like he liked the girls if he was hitting on you. I think that's a sure sign of somebody not being completely gay. All right, final story. Paul Stanley of Kiss tweeted this. Chat with me live on the Talk Shop Live Rock and Roll channel and pre-order a copy of my upcoming album, Now and Then. The first 500 orders will receive an autographed CD booklet. Well, of course, you know who had to leave a comment to that tweet. Yeah, the lovable Thinking Stanley of Soul Station. And he wrote, oh heck no, you're charging for this? Unbelievable. You're going to charge fans for album promotions now? What a pain in the ass that Thinking Stanley is. Coming soon. Get yourself your own Thinking Stanley bobblehead. That's it for the news, everybody. Thank you for watching. Check out my podcast called The VIERA Vault. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't. You'd like to leave a donation, I got a PayPal below. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay frosty and SHMACKEMAGOB. The news this week was brought to you for the love I have for this album right here, Hell Destroyer by the band called Cage. If you haven't heard this and you like that Judas Priest type metal, you definitely should check this album out. Check out that title track, Hell Destroyer. It'll melt your skull. Also, I Am King is a badass song on here. Christ Hammer. It's just a pummeling, kick-ass metal album. I highly recommend it.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain.